guess just the working with these guys now for a little bit of time. What have you seen from your pitching staff?
It's been a lot of fun getting to know them all personally, and also just get a chance to see how, diligent they are. Their work ethic has been super impressive, and obviously the talent level is pretty high here. So it's been really, really great.
You missed out on the live pitching part of fall ball, so you get to see that starting today, really, with guys in the scrimmages. Just what do you look for as you kind of prepare the next 3 weeks for the season?
Initially, just to get them to get out there and see them compete. I think more than anything, we've seen a lot of stuff in the bullpen and being able to see quite a bit of what their stuff is able to do, be able to track some of those things. So just getting out there and getting a chance to see them compete and get a chance to see them in a game type environment is really exciting for me.
How many bullpens have you seen Connor throw so far?
Nolan, four bullpens.
How's he looked in each one?
Fantastic. He's been really, really good. Not in terms of stuff, which he's been excellent in, but just overwhelmingly in terms of execution. He's able to make pitches, on 3 different planes. He can really, really do it. He can spin the baseball. Not afraid to throw inside, and it's just been really good to see him get a chance to go out there and pitch.
Have you ever dealt with a guy that plays football and baseball?
This is my first one, and it's been I wouldn't say challenging, but a little bit complex with his schedule. The football coaches have been really good with all of that, and we've been able to communicate with them quite a bit. Got a chance to sit down with Coach Morris and talk through some of those things. So I think we've put him in a position to be able to do both and do both at a really, really high level, which I know that's what the fans at Arkansas want him to do, and that's what we want him to do.
You look at a guy like Isaiah. What have you seen from him and trying to build that starting rotation around?
He's been really impressive. In terms of kind of what he can make the ball do, it's just a little bit different than anyone I've ever coached. But it's been really, really fantastic. And in terms of building the rotation around him, you always want somebody at the front of the rotation that you think you can count on, and a guy that's proven it and a guy that's done it. And anyone that watched him pitch in Omaha last year, like I got a chance to do as a fan, knows that he can be a guy that can do that.
And then building off of him, trying to figure out those other 2 weekend guys and maybe your midweek guys as well.
Yeah, that's going to be what the next 3 weeks is all about. And it's great for all of the pitchers on the staff. There's no real preconceived notions of what guys can, and can't do. So we don't know who's going to fill those spots, but there's a lot of candidates for all of those, and we're super excited about how deep this pitching staff is. Definitely the deepest one I've ever had a chance to work with.
Back into the bullpen, to have a guy like Scroggins, have that closer like Cronin, what can you do with that back into the bullpen?
Shorten games. You can shorten the game to 7 innings. You can shorten the game to 6 innings. I'm really excited about what our bullpen could potentially be, and obviously you're anchoring it with a guy like Matt Cronin, who's been very impressive early on in the spring, and his work's been impressive. His dedication to things like PFP, which you don't expect sometimes from everybody, but he's been fantastic. His work ethic's been second to none, and just kind of the things he's able to do with the baseball. Obviously, everyone knows what that guy can do at the back of the game.
You talk about Wicklander's stuff. What kind of pitcher is he?
He's high ceiling kid that has a chance to really command the baseball. He's going to pitch 89 to 92, kind of in there. Throw a lot of strikes. Pitch to both sides of the plate. He's got multiple pitches he can use in really any count. From what I've seen, and then kind of what I've heard about what he did in the fall. But it's a really advanced command type pitcher with really good makeup and moxie on the mound, and he's a tough kid from San Jose. So I've got a little bit of experience with that area, and kids that come out of that area are typically a lot like him.
Look at a guy like Kevin Kopp's 15 months off Tommy John. He's going to throw today. I don't know how much he's thrown before this. I know he threw a little bit in the fall. What do you see from a guy like him?
Incredible leadership, work ethic, all the qualities you'd want from a guy that can come out and start on the weekends for you. I think his build-up will continue in terms of what kind of conditioning he's going to have as we go forward. But I'm just excited to get out there and get a chance to see him throw in a game-type situation. I think he threw one time in the fall against outside competition, but he's been really good in bullpen. So we'll see what that looks like today.
Get a guy like Zab who didn't get to throw last fall but had a really good summer, just building off of what he did last summer. What do you kind of do with him?
He was shut down in the fall and didn't pitch a lot. So when I got here, it was kind of at the end of his progression in terms of getting back to, close to game speed. So we shut him down for about 2 weeks and then built him back up in his throwing program while he was at home. And what we've seen from him since he's been back has been nothing short of fantastic. I mean, he's been great. Showing elite stuff, commanding the baseball. Obviously his work ethic, like all these guys, is really, really outstanding.
How many freshmen do you think you're going to count on, or newcomers do you think you're going to count on, whether it's starting or in the bullpen this year?
I think you could probably say 3 guys right now are, have a pretty good chance, and then there's, 5 or, there's a couple more that could jump in, and as they progress and improve, could be guys that you could really count on. It's a good, really good group of, the 18 class was put together really well, and, super talented, and so I think that, you could have as many as 4 or 5 guys doing something this year.
What's the adjustment been like to Arkansas for you? You've been here for a little bit. I don't know if your family's here yet.
Not yet. No, family's not here yet. I think they're coming next week, actually. So we finally sold our house in Winston, which is nice. And now we got to find something out here. But the transition for me personally has been great because I'm working with a great staff. Getting a chance to work with Coach Van Horn is a huge honor. And getting a chance to work with the rest of the coaching staff has been really, really great. They've been outstanding. They've been awesome, really welcoming, and then also been able to help me get up to speed with some of the stuff that's going on in terms of how practice runs, what the pitching staff's supposed to look like, what they expect. And, the transition's been really easy, and, then off the field been difficult because my family's not here. But other than that, it's been great.
You were able to go last night to the
Yep.
game? Yeah.
That was something else. Just to be a part of, you work with a legend. You're working with a legend. There's no other way to say it. You're working with one of the best coaches in college baseball history. And to get him to see him be honored in front of all those people, see all the former players and the people that he's touched over the course of his coaching career, it's awe-inspiring to think that that's the guy that you get to go to work for every day.
I know there's probably a different level of prep as you kind of get to this point where practice starts. So what's it like now the next 3 weeks for you as a coach, trying to get everything pieced together the way you want to get this thing started?
More about getting him to see what it looks like in a game situation, and then being able to try to build who are our top 12 pitchers going to be. Those are the guys that usually see the majority of the innings on a college staff, and then trying to figure out where those 12 guys fit and what roles is going to be really fun and also challenging.